everyone, my name is Allie Finnerty and I am in your class and you should know me, and if you do not, that is perfectly fine. I do not blame you. So my presentation is on the short story Roman Fever, which you all should have read, and I trust that you did, so there's no quiz or anything like that. And it is by Edith Wharton. So Edith Wharton, in my opinion, she's a very beautiful lady, and here are some facts and information that you should know about her. So Edith was born January 24th, 1862. She was born into a New York family that was pretty rich. She was educated by private tutors and some governesses. She published a book for her poems privately, and she did not care to share them for the public until she became married. She ended up marrying a man named Edward Wharton. She became the author of more than 50 volumes of poetry, essays, fiction, and some criticism. She was the first woman to receive an honorary doctorate award from Yale University, and she received many other awards for her writing. Edith is ranked as one of America's greatest short story writers, so she's a pretty big deal in writing if you couldn't tell from all that information. Unfortunately, Edith Wharton died August 11th, 1937. So there is some information that I felt like you should have known about Edith. So now let's get into her story, Roman Fever. So the story starts off with Grace Annesley and Elida Slade. They are two middle-aged American women who are visiting Rome with their daughters, Barbara Annesley and Jenny Slade. They're originally from Manhattan, New York, and Grace and Elida have been friends for 25 years since they first met in Rome, where they are now. Their daughters go off into the city and leave Grace and Elida alone. They have some small talk on life and memories, and they end up comparing their daughters with each other. There is a time of silence, and Grace ends up knitting. As Elida looks into the city of Rome, she then remembers a memory and mentions it of a secret letter to Grace that happened years ago. The letter was for Grace from a man named Delphine. He was Elida's fiance at the time. The letter told Grace to meet him alone at the local Colosseum. Grace obviously recalls this memory, and Elida then tells her Delphine never wrote the letter at all, and she did it out of rage, knowing that they had been seeing each other behind her back. Elida tells Grace she wrote it in hopes to get Grace to go to the Colosseum and have her end up alone and in the cold, which then makes Grace sick. But Grace then tells Elida that she was never actually alone. Delphine came to meet her. Elida does not understand how, and Grace tells her that she ended up responding back to his letter, and he came. Grace tells Elida that she feels that she still cherishes that letter in memory of Delphine. Elida becomes very infuriated and jealous of the memory. And she tells Grace that a real friend would not go and see her fiancé in the night. Grace tells Elida that she feels sorry for her earlier thoughts, and Elida says that even though Grace had a letter in one single moment, she had Delphine for 25 years. At the end of the story, as Elida and Grace leave each other, Grace says to Elida that she has her daughter Barbara, who is really Delphine's daughter. So, yeah, that's the story. So I chose this short story because, honestly, it was one of the last ones that was listed, and as I was reading them, this was the one that actually looked the most interesting to me. I did not look it up or anything, I just chose it out of interest. So, this story is based off of a lifelong grudge that has obviously been held for years, and it shows that even though they are lifelong friends, there is still envy, hate, and jealousy, even if it was just a single moment. This shows even in lifelong friendships, there can always be a moment or a memory that your friend just cannot let go of or forgive you for, and they can hide it for years. It also shows that jealousy and anger can really make people do like really dumb things, like she was the one who wrote the letter, the man did not, and that's honestly really, really wrong to do as a friend. And it just shows, like, yes, they were both in the wrong, but it shows out of jealousy and anger, people tend to do really stupid things, and it can affect a friendship, but holding a grudge really does, in the end, affect a friendship. So, that was my presentation on Roman Fever by Meredith Wharton. I hope you are all staying safe and healthy. I miss you all very, very much, and hope to see you all soon.